Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. I'm here today with my co-host Jeremiah Campana. Jeremiah, say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
My name is Alexander Medeiros. You're either watching this on my YouTube channel or his, and if you're on either one, go to the other one and subscribe. Hit that like button, all the fun stuff. We have a ton to talk about today. But
Oh,
as
we
people
do. I thought it was pretty dead news week, Alex.
Yeah, dead news week. That's absolutely wrong. As people start coming in here, let's just kind of talk a little bit. How was your last week personally? What you been up to?
Oh man, I told you on our last live stream that I was going to make it a point. My New Year's resolution was to do as much leering as possible this year.
Yeah.
Um, and I was under the impression that leering, right? I've already failed. I've already failed at my mission at leering. I just started going to the gym instead. So
All right. Well, if you can't hit the books, hit the gym. That's a saying, right? I think.
sure, sure. No, dude, I've been reading the same book, the Federalist Papers. I didn't realize how long that freaking book was, and I've been reading it for like 7 months. So I'm hoping to finish it. That's this year. This year. What
Yeah.
about you, man? How's your week been?
That's like the sunken cost fallacy, right? You already read so much, you got to finish it.
Gotta finish it.
Yeah. No, I'm speaking of our kind of New Year's resolution, man. In the past week, I've hit almost probably close to 1.5 million views across 4 or 5 different social media channels. So
Nice,
that's been going pretty
nice.
well. You know what the most surprising one is to me?
What?
Snapchat. In the
Really?
last week, I've done 380,000 views and gotten 150 followers on Snapchat, of
That's
all
I didn't even
places.
know Snapchat was still around.
Yeah, and they have a spotlight, and the spotlight is like basically a Reels page.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Well,
might
good
want to
job.
write that one down. Do some Snapchatting. Um,
Maybe.
you can just get an auto poster and it'll post it to all the platforms for you.
I'll just hire you, man. I just
Yeah, there
run
we
my
go.
account.
All right, so I was hoping some more people would get in here before we started, but we're just gonna dive right into it. Have you heard any big news recently, Jeremiah?
Um, there's a college football playoff going on. That's
Hmm.
pretty much. I mean, that's it, right? I mean, it's been pretty low key in America in 2026 so far.
Oh, but then there was that thing in Minnesota.
Oh,
What happened?
that's a state. I forgot. I
Yeah.
keep thinking they're part of Canada.
Something about it's really cold, a lot of ice there, or something like that.
Something like that. It's north, right? It's north
Yeah.
that way. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Obviously, we're talking about an incident that happened. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago?
Yesterday.
Wow. The amount of news that has come out it feels like it was a week ago with the amount of news that came out.
Yes, I feel like we've lived through a whole week of news. Quite honestly.
So I'm sure everybody's seen the video. We're not going to show anything graphic. Obviously, we like to keep our channels. But we are going to show snippets of a slowed down version and just kind of give a breakdown of what happened. Obviously, there was ICE raids in Minnesota based on the work done by Nick Shirley. Really, I mean, there's always been ICE raids everywhere, and I'm sure there was ICE in Minnesota already. But after all of the fraud got uncovered by Nick Shirley, Trump sent, I think it was 2,000 extra agents into
Yeah.
Minnesota and mostly Minneapolis. And for some reason, there are tons of people who don't like what ICE is doing, even though they're doing it completely legally. And it was basically mandated by half the country, half the voters at least, to go and do it. And
Correct.
there are people who are agitating ICE officers, actually groups of people who are organizing, big money behind them, and they are purposefully tracking down ICE agents and impeding their work. And it was only a matter of time before something tragic happened. Now, just to preface it, obviously, we don't want to see anybody dead, right? It is a tragedy. Children lost their mother, and that is sad. But um, FAFO, right? I mean, that's the term that's been going around. And we're just going to watch this video together and break it down a little bit. Sound good, Jeremiah?
Sounds like a plan, my friend. Let's get to it.
All right, I'm just going to share my screen here. sure I share the audio this time.
That might be all right.
All right, so it's a little obstructed on the horizontal view. Um,
That's fine.
I'll do this.
Because we can really the most important part of this video after we watch it is the bottom half of that video.
All right. Oh, sorry. This is slow motion, so she's back. They've already told her to stop. He draws the gun, and then he gets hit right there. And only after he gets hit does he shoot. Now, there is some questions people have about the second and third shots there. We'll talk about that. But Jeremiah, based on that video, when you first saw this video, like it's kind of like one of those moments when you saw the Charlie Kirk video, when you saw these major events that happen, right? And it's kind of
Right.
shocking, and you're trying to. But what are your first thoughts when you saw this video?
Oh, my first thought when I saw that video was it's a wrap. We're headed for civil war. It's like
Really,
Antifa
that was your first
is
thought,
back, baby. Antifa's back. That's
yeah.
exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I was praying that we could have avoided this instance from happening, and we did such a good job up until this moment in time of not taking the bait. Because you're right, they've been organizing, and this was planned. And the people who organized this don't care that this poor woman is dead. This poor woman was probably roped into this, brainwashed into this, didn't really understand 100% what she was getting herself into. Um, you know, because uh, common sense. I mean, most logical people who are like, "Hey, why don't you go impede federal officers?" Um,
Yeah.
are going to be like, wait a minute. No, I don't think I'll do that by myself. You want me to do it just me in my car
Yeah.
over here? Okay. No. How about no? How about you go do that instead? And she was somehow convinced that that was going to be a good idea. And I think honestly, I don't think she intended to kill that guy. I think once she saw he was drawing his gun, she freaked out and maybe hit the gas a little harder than she planned on it. But if you look at that video, Alex, like I said, the most important part of that video is the bottom because you can see that the car and the tires are pointed directly at that officer and they spin out on the ice. Okay.
Right.
If there had not been ice there, that officer was saved by Jesus Christ because if that ice had not been there, he was run over. And he would
Yeah.
never have probably even had time to pull that gun out. I don't know. What were your thoughts when you first saw it?
Yeah, very similar. My first thoughts weren't Civil War. My first thoughts were, somebody just messed around and found out, and this is. I knew something was gonna happen in Minneapolis. I mean, you don't send 2,000 agents uh to a place and then not expect something to happen. I didn't think somebody was gonna get shot and killed. The first time I saw it, I was a little confused. I was like, man, I looked at that angle and I was like, I know she's in a vehicle, but you don't really see the guy get hit because the other agent's standing right in front of him. And I was like, man, like, is she just trying to run away? And I was like, can you shoot somebody if they're just trying to run away? And I looked it up, and no, if somebody is fleeing, you can't necessarily shoot their vehicle. Although
Actually,
there
Alex,
have
that's not true. Actually, that's not
really,
true. A police officer, if you pose a danger to the
right.
people around you,
Right.
you can be shot in the back. It is perfectly legal to shoot a criminal in the back if other people are in danger.
Yes. So I think there's a weird line between what is like fleeing and like, all right, so for example, you own a store, somebody comes in, they steal a candy bar, you call the
Right.
cops, there happens to be a cop around the corner, he starts chasing him. No, he can't just gun that man down, right? Like
Right.
that's
Right.
not. But like you said, if he poses an imminent threat, and I've seen plenty of like high speed chases where they actually shoot the cars, right? I've fixed dents, right? That's what I do for a living. I fix dents. I've fixed dents in cars where
Yeah.
somebody bought a car from an auction, a police auction, and this car ended up getting shot. And so, like, there are instances where that's totally legal, totally fine while they're driving. But there is that debate going on right now. However, when I saw the second angle, which we're about to look at together here, all of my questions went away. I was like, yeah, obviously, this guy was hit by a vehicle, right? He got struck by a vehicle, and
Correct.
his gun was only drawn maybe a couple of seconds before he got hit.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
And
so
he was
let's
drawing it as them tires were spinning. I mean, you have to be extremely low IQ to look at that and not see that the tires were going as it was pointed right at the guy. And then when you're about to show this other angle, it's like clear as day. In fact, I want you to play the video, and then I'm going to tell you what the New York Times said about this angle that you're about to show.
cool. All right, let's see. Now this is enhanced and slowed down. All right, let's see. What the? There we go. This sounds weird, so I'll stop that. But there he gets struck. Clear as day. Let's play it one more time. Here he is. Boom. Now, someone in chat said the vehicle was going less than 5 miles an hour. That dude
You
got
ever been hit by a car, buddy?
that dude got hit, bro. Now maybe, Trump is a little exaggeratory. He didn't get ran over per se, but he got struck by a vehicle that weighs what, 3,000 pounds? A Honda Pilot
Yeah.
SUV?
Doesn't matter how
Yeah.
fast they were going. It's like, so the New York Times, when they played that video, the commentator on it was like, the vehicle appears to have struck the officer, like, like sowing some doubt, as if your own eyes
Yeah.
can't tell you that you see him get hit.
Yeah, it's crazy. And another thing I saw in chat was, oh, he didn't get hurt at all. That's not even the point, right? Like, if you pull a knife on me and I'm a police officer, do I have to wait until you stab me to take action? No, not at all.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. In fact, dude, the cope is in the chat from our haters is tenfold today. I mean, it was pretty bad when we were playing Nick Shirley, but
Yeah.
we got him in here today, who clearly cannot watch videos and understand what they are watching. It's pretty wild, dude. But I
Yeah.
like we had talked about, like the left will purposely pretend like they don't understand things, so making discourse absolutely impossible, because the goal isn't to have discourse, right? The goal is
Right.
to see people like me and you and our families killed. That's what they really want, and they don't care who's martyred to get in the way of that. And it's really sad. I pray for their repentance.
Yeah, absolutely. And you brought up a good point because if now I just lost my train of thought. That was awesome. All right. Anyway, was I was pulling up a video while I was thinking about that. All right. So this video I pulled up, the reason I pulled it up is, Jeremiah, this was just like a random bystander who was caught in the snow, right? And she was
Mhm.
just trying to get away.
Right.
Right now. That's what the mainstream media would have you believe. But let's look at an eyewitness there who has something to say.
They clearly wanted her out of there because she was the main car leading the protest, is my understanding. I talked to another guy who was driving behind her, but she was very she was very successful in blocking traffic. She was doing what she was set out to do, and so they wanted to get her the hell out of there. Yeah.
So it looked like she was impeding ICE vehicles.
Definitely, yeah,
Okay.
that was her goal.
So this eyewitness there, is saying that it was her goal to impede ICE officers. And now, does anybody in chat actually want to say otherwise? Like, does anybody actually believe that she wasn't there trying to obstruct officers, federal agents, from doing their job, which is a crime? Like, you can get
This is how they
detained.
watch that video, Alex. La 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 la. That's how they watch the videos that we play. So so they will. Yes, they'll be in the chat and they'll tell you that exactly was not. She was just an innocent poor woman doing nothing wrong. What's that term that they just coined? Legal observer or something.
Oh yeah, legal observer.
They just made up a word. They just made up a term just to make it sound like she was legit or something.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's if you can frame the conversation and frame it well enough, people will believe you.
Oh, for sure.
Now we have more information. There's actually a whole thread finding out who is actually paying these people who are organizing to go and do these things. But that's a little bit later. Right here, we have Christy Nome, and she's going to talk about the situation. And then we have Jacob Fry and her kind of go back and forth. Not like in person, but
King
based
of
on
the beta
statements they both
males,
made.
Jacob Fry. Frey.
All right, here we go.
This vehicle was used to hit this officer. It was used as a weapon, and the officer feels as though his life was in jeopardy. It was used to perpetuate a violent act that this officer took action to protect himself and to protect his fellow law enforcement officers. So we'll let this continue to go forward and follow the same policies and procedures that every use of force situation does. But we've had almost over 100 times that these vehicles have been used to ram law enforcement officers and to do damage and to harm them. When you take an action and use a weapon to harm someone and to incite violence against them and try to cause them injury or death, then it needs to be labeled exactly what it was.
Yeah, 100%
Exactly.
on the money.
Exactly.
And
But
she didn't hit anyone, is what we just got.
never didn't hit anybody. Pay no attention to what your eyes are. What's with the quote from 1984? They denied what they saw with their own eyes and heard with their own ears, or something like that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just absolutely crazy that everybody watches the same video, they have the same information, and come to just completely opposite conclusions. And unfortunately, that is what's going to lead to a lot of violence in this country if something doesn't change.
Oh, it's clown world. Well, it's not going to change. See, we can't, Alex. I think we're past the point of where we can solve the polarization in this country with debate and votes. Because one side just wants to kill the other, and that's it. I mean, that's like that. That's their plan. That's their goal. That's what they are living to do right now. And you could tell by some of the people in our chat I had to block a guy. He was like, "You guys just wait. You guys just wait," because as soon as they
Yeah.
take power again, it'll be Charlie Kirk for everybody that they can possibly get their hands on, and gulags for the rest. I don't know how you fix that. I really don't. I don't think there's a politician that could get into power that could bridge the gap, and I don't think there's a friendly debate that we can have with each other, because one side has already decided that no matter what you do, you're a Nazi bigot and you deserve to die. And it's impossible to have discourse when there's one side that's just vehemently like that.
Yeah, and this has been a conversation forever, but especially leading up to the death of Charlie Kirk. Everyone calls Trump a Nazi. Everyone calls him a fascist. Like everybody on the opposite side, at least. And when you call someone that, when you label someone the worst of the worst, right? At least in your mind, the worst of the worst, then it's okay to do bad things to them, because you can do bad things to bad people, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's first dehumanize or make evil whoever it is that you want to do something bad to, and then it just gives you an excuse to do whatever the heck you want to that person or group of people. You see it with preborn babies, right? Let's dehumanize the preborn so we can murder them. America was guilty of it with the slaves, right? Dehumanize the slaves. But there is no recent memory of anything worse than Nazis, right? So you call people Nazis,
Yeah.
and other people believe you, then it doesn't matter what we do to that person because they deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now here is Jacob Frey, talking about, has a message for ICE. Let's hear it.
So ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. Somebody is dead. That's on you. This was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying. To the family, I'm so deeply sorry. We're going to be working towards justice as quickly as we possibly can right now. And justice is what we've all got to get. We're going to make sure that in this very difficult moment, we do not take the bait that these ICE agents are trying to create and that the federal government, to be clear, wants.
Right. And then I think that's all we need to see of that. But the most shocking thing is He actually speaks English. I didn't know that because
didn't know that either. I thought he only spoke Somalian. I thought he was the
Yeah.
Somalian mayor of Minneapolis. Crazy. Crazy.
yeah. So I was
dude.
just as shocked as you, Jerem.
I was like, well, who's this guy?
And
there's some stuff coming out about him, by the way, that we might have to cover next week, about his wife having some ties to some of this fraud. That's
oh, really?
that's
I would have
going
never
on.
guessed.
Right.
Jacob
No,
Frey.
he's totally on the up and up, right?
Yeah. And we could totally respond to everything he just said, but why don't we let Christy Nome do it real quick and we can react to that?
Well, yeah, she is a boss, so let's let her do that.
With that, I'll take any questions that you may have.
Secretary, no, Mayor Fry called the claims of self-defense BS. How do you respond to that?
I say that he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's very clear that this individual was harassing and impeding law enforcement operations. Our officer followed his training, did exactly what he's been taught to do in that situation, and took actions to defend himself and defend his fellow law enforcement officers.
Is that the right one?
BS.
Yeah. Okay.
Which was confirmed by the eyewitness, by the way. So it's not just Christy Nome saying that. The eyewitness we just listened to a couple of videos back said the exact same thing, just corroborated exactly what she was saying. It's wild, dude. I don't see it's going to take, I don't know. What do you think it's going to take to bridge the gap, man? Can the gap be bridged? And if it can be, what's it going to take?
Yeah. Way to put me on the spot. No, I have no idea. I don't see how this gets better. I think it gets a lot worse before it gets better. In fact, in a couple videos here, we're going to see tons of people, especially Tim Walz, literally calling for civil war, not in name, but literally saying that he is willing to deploy the National Guard against federal troops, which is completely unconstitutional and the very definition of sedition and treason.
Well, Tim Walz has to distract from the fact that he might be indicted at some point here in the near future. He already had to drop out of the governor's race because the fraud was so obvious and evident.
No, he was bullied by right-wingers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
He was
I'm bullied. Leave me alone, you right-wingers.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if it's that easy to bully someone out of office, we could just bully all the leftists out of office, right?
Oh, and we should, because the left should not have power in this country. Leftist ideology has to be crushed. You said you don't know how we bridge the gap. Christian men have to crush leftist ideology and leave and not tolerate it anywhere. Not in our schools, not in our workplaces, definitely not in our politics. It's going to take some Jesus intervention and Christians rising up and saying we're done with this crap. That's the only way I see through it. And it could, I don't even know what civil war looks like, Alex. Like if this country went to civil war, what, like back in the 1800s, right? There's battle lines and there's armies. Like that's not how it would look today if it were to happen. I don't even know what the heck it looks like.
No, I mean, if Tim Walz actually deployed the National Guard, unfortunately, I would hope that the majority of those men and women would not take up arms against the federal government. But if they did, it would be a very swift victory for the federal government. And I would not want to see that at all. That would be absolutely tragic. But I mean, like you think what happened to Maduro was bad. If Timmy does that, you see what happens to Timmy.
We'll see, dude. That's the thing, man, and that's a little bit of my gripe with Trump is like, okay, so we can go into a foreign country and nab their leader in a couple of hours, but we can't put some of these corrupt politicians in handcuffs. 2026 needs to be the year that we see Fauci in handcuffs. 2026 needs to be the year we see Tim Walz in handcuffs. Anybody who was complicit in the 2020 election stealing, all that stuff, man. We need to start seeing jury trials of these politicians because they're taking the fraud money because I think we had talked about this, how some of that fraud money is coming right back into their campaigns, right? So the all that daycare fraud stuff, they're allowing it to go on because they're getting the money back. We need to see accountability or else this is just going to keep going and going and going. If you study color revolutions around the world, you really only need 5% of the population to do it and the rest to just be complicit. You don't need a majority of the population of a country to create a color revolution. It's a very small percentage.
Yeah. No, it is. You're right about that. It doesn't. Most people are not the soldiers in those situations. It only takes a few. I have Jacob Frey responding to critics. I haven't actually watched this video, but something just came to mind, like you said, with this money going back. Like, there's so much we could talk about tonight. I literally, like, 10 minutes before we got on here, I'm getting
this could
more
be a 3-hour
information.
show easily, right?
Yeah. And then, but it was just uncovered that Somalians were taking cash up to $350 million per year for years. And they were taking it on flights, and they tracked it all the way to Dubai. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the link there is, but I mean, $350 million per year in cash. This is a community where 80% of them are on welfare. So what's going on?
What's going on? The math isn't mathing.
No, it's not. So I don't know if this video is any good. I just saw that it was a response by Jacob Frey. We'll see what he has to say.
King of the Simps. Let's go.
King of the.
I've seen a lot of Republicans here in Washington criticizing those comments, saying that you're escalating tensions with that. Can you respond to them, and what do you say to them tonight, people who criticize those comments?
I'm so sorry if I offended their Disney princess ears, but here's the thing.
Now
If
he
we're
wants to be
talking
a tough
about
guy.
What's inflammatory? On the one hand, you got someone who dropped an F-bomb, and on the other hand, you got someone who killed somebody else. F-bomb, killing somebody. I think the more inflammatory action is killing somebody. And so, once again, let's be real and just honest and straight up about what's happening here. This is not okay. The way they're coming into cities, not just Minneapolis, but around the country, is not okay. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, you should understand the importance of constitutional law enforcement. You should understand the importance of not discriminating based on race and randomly plucking people off the street because they're Somali or Latino. And
That's not what they're doing.
You should also understand the importance of de-escalating tense situations, not killing people and yanking out a gun. And so, again, I'm not going to preempt the investigation. It is important that we do that. And at the same time, you know, you want to make a big deal about an F-bomb.
I'm not going to preempt the
Someone in the
investigation.
chat said, "Nice pube beard." That's the winning comment, right? Wow.
Now I got to log off.
Now you got to log off, Alex.
You just sent me a link here. You want me to put that
I
one
did.
next?
The real. So that's Jacob Frey, the tough guy. This is the real Jacob Frey. I sent you the
All
link
right,
to.
yeah.
Let's show everybody what the real Jacob Frey looks like.
And while I pull this up, somebody said, "What proved it? The kid." Talking about Nick Shirley, right? Dude, JD Vance literally just announced two things. One, is a new position, a special counsel of sorts. That is the assistant attorney general, who is literally their only job is going to be investigating fraud in system programs like CCAP, SNAP, and Medicare and stuff like that. But right as they're doing that, they already have 100 indictments, new indictments, not old ones, not old arrests or anything like that. 100 new indictments. He just announced this like 6 hours ago. So,
nice.
I mean,
now, see, these people forgot what journalism is because they've been watching activism and they've been watching CBS and CNN and ABC telling them what their opinions are instead of real journalism, which is just showing you what's going on and you forming your own opinion. They completely.
What do you have us watching?
This is the real Jacob Frey. This,
I don't know. Get out of my town.
Get that
out of
my
Somalia.
Unbelievable.
Even the Somalians are laughing at him. Even the kids.
Oh yeah, they're laughing at him because they can't believe that they're able to get him to do all this corny garbage. You know, when he was eating the food, remember that one? And he had to pretend it was good. They knew that food sucked.
That was the first video I ever saw of Jacob Frey. And I just thought it was a funny video. I had no idea like who this guy was. This was before Nick Shirley and everything. And, oh man, he was holding that thing down. He was like
holding that thing down, and that Somali dude next to him, he knew it was bad food. He just was like, he was loving it. Like, eat it up, white boy, eat it up.
It reminds me of you ever see My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
I have not.
Oh, dude, it's basically this guy marries into a Greek family, right? I forget, it's some famous actor too. He marries into a Greek family, and all the brothers of the girl he's marrying are always messing with him. Like, he asked them, how do I say in Greek, thank you for the awesome breakfast or something that the mom gave? And they told him, like, yeah, you're hot and you have big boobs in Greek. This is how the Somalians treat Jacob Frey.
Exactly. Yeah. It really is hilarious.
All right. So, does that we're gonna say something?
No. I was gonna say so that was his response, and then I guess you said Kristi Noem hit back at him then again.
Oh yeah, that's no, that was it. That was the last of
Hold on, I have to address this. Why no ICE in Republican states? Because it's political persecution, not law enforcement. You're a moron. Ohio's a Republican state, and ICE has been here for months. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is the type of these people. Like, I hope you don't vote. I really, really don't. Like,
Florida announced 10,000 arrests by ICE alone.
Florida, okay, super red state. No ICE in red states.
They were one of the first people to come out because I'm still waiting on the ICE statistics. But yeah, they were one of the first people to come out and say they had 10,000 arrests.
Yeah, they're in every state.
Yeah. All right, so this is what the title of the stream is about right here. We have Governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, and this is over the past few days. This is how he's been talking. We'll start with this one.
Oh, can't hear him.
Oh.
And it's clear, look, I don't know, I don't think any governor in history has had to fight a war against the federal government every single day.
Well, I said this yesterday. We've never been at war with our federal government.
And it's clear, look, I don't.
So what does that mean? We're at war with our federal government.
Yeah. I was going to say, did you see the language he's using there? He's purposely using that language to stir up strife, man. It's like they just keep pouring gasoline, charcoal, wood, whatever burns, they're throwing it onto the fire. But no, you got to listen to the language these people use, because they use this type of language on purpose.
Yeah. Now, I do want to address this before I go on. There's plenty more from Tim Walz. We're going to see that right here. But Zero Tarn, you wonder how we can be a united people, and then you endlessly shame someone whose opinion is different than yours. You guys need to listen to yourselves. Well, I'd much rather sit on the internet in my beautiful library and talk shit about leftists than get on news stations and as politicians and call Trump a Nazi and a fascist and call ICE Gestapo. And then have people organizing to actually go and impede on federal agents doing their lawful jobs. Now, what is more divisive, do you think? I just want to.
I don't know. Is it divisive to assassinate someone on a college campus in front of God and the world? Is that divisive? Yeah. I'm not sure if that's divisive.
I think making fun of people is quite all right.
And you know what? If Elijah can shame the prophets of Baal, I can shame the evil that is leftism, and I will.
Amen. All right, so more Tampon Timmy.
We have soldiers in training in order.
This is extremely important, this video. Listen to what he says here.
Prepare the Minnesota National Guard. We have soldiers in training and prepared to be deployed if necessary. I remind you, a warning order is a heads up for folks. And these National Guard troops are our National Guard troops. They're teachers in your community. They're business owners. They're construction professionals. They are Minnesotans. Minnesota will not allow our community to be used as a prop in a national political fight. We will not take the bait. We will continue to update you, Minnesota, as we get more information. Now I'd like to turn it over to Commissioner Porter to prepare the Minnesota National Guard.
Yeah, notice it wasn't, hey, I'm deploying the National Guard to stop the riots. I'm deploying the National Guard to assist Minnesota PD to keep the
Yeah.
peace.
Minnesota PD, what are they doing to be assisted with?
Right. Yeah. Minnesota PD is just twiddling their freaking thumbs as they typically do. But yeah, dude, that's exactly like you said. Pay attention to the language they're using, because he didn't say specifically he's going to, you know, deploy the National Guard to engage in combat with the federal government. But the way he was talking made it seem like, you know, if the federal government comes here, you know, these are Minnesotans, and he left it. He purposely left it very like vague and ambiguous there. Like again, just fanning the flames.
What do you think happens? Like if he deploys the National Guard, he's implying that he wants ICE out of his state, right? So armed National Guard soldiers, right? That's what they are, soldiers. They're going to walk up to ICE and say, "Hi, can you please leave?" And they're going to say, "No. Actually, no, we're not leaving." Okay, now what?
Right. Yeah. Is Tim Walz going to give the order to you know, are we going to see like combat like between the two?
Yeah.
Like, and again, if Tim Walz did give that order, how many of the National Guard, you know, we hope most of them at least would be like, no, I'm not going to fire on federal agents. That's ridiculous.
Even if it's not out of principle, just, you know, not being completely stupid.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah, dude, it's I can't, like, he couldn't resign soon enough. In fact, he needs to resign now. Like, don't just not run for re-election. Like, go away, Tim. Like,
yes. Well, he was just criminally referred to the DOJ, but more on that in a minute. Let's see the emotional Tim Walz, who's just like, he's very upset about the situation. Let's see what he's got to say.
When things looked really bleak, it was Minnesota's first that held that line for the nation on that July 3rd, 1863. And I think now we may be in that moment that the nation's looking to us to July 3rd. On that July 3rd, 1863. And I think
what
this guy, man, needs some acting lessons.
Right. I don't even think he knew what he was talking about there. He's like, did I get the date right? Is that, am I talking about the right thing?
Wow.
Just too much, man. It's too much. Who's a worse governor, him or Newsom?
That would be good for a Poly Market. If Poly Market, you want to sponsor us, that would be
right?
Good odds. Let's see what kind of poll that runs.
Could use some of that Poly Market sponsor dollars for sure.
Yeah, they just man, we could do a stream on them too. But anyway, yeah, I mean, literally.
In fact, why don't you can you put a poll up? Put a poll up. Who's the worst governor, Tim Walz or Gavin Newsom?
I can do it. I'll do it in my as I pull that up, talk about something.
Something. Hey, yeah. So, listen, it's not summertime, right? So we're in the dead of winter. So to be frank here, I don't know how long these riots are going to last, because eventually the temperature is going to plummet in Minnesota. We got kind of a warm front going on here. It was like 50 degrees where I'm at today. It's going to be 60 degrees tomorrow. So it's really easy to organize people to go out and protest, especially people who have no idea like even why they're there. They just want to, be a part of something. They'll show up in 50, 60 degree weather, but in 20 degree weather, 15 degree weather, I don't know. I kind of see this maybe tampering out as we go deeper into January, into February. But it's midterm season. So come May, June, July, August, Alex, our plates are going to be full.
Absolutely. All right. The poll is up on my vertical stream. Tim Walz is about to leer.
He's about to leer, all right. He's gonna leer him good.
All right. So now we have Keith Ellison here.
Someone just referenced Laurel and Hardy in the chat. You just gave away your age, boomer.
But before I bring this up, this is just Keith Ellison slamming ICE, of course. But he literally Tim Walz literally just referenced. He's done everything except say he wants civil war. He literally just referenced the Civil War.
Minnesota is Attorney General Keith Ellison, and he's now put out a statement on this ICE incident.
Attorney
It reads
General.
as follows. For weeks, we watched the Trump administration deliberately brutalize our communities, and now an ICE agent has fatally shot one of our neighbors. The president is deliberately weaponizing the federal government against the people of Minnesota to inflict pain and instill terror. We must stand up to this horrendous injustice, and in so doing, we must not stoop to Donald Trump's level. Right now, I think nothing would keep Minnesotans safer than seeing ICE leave our state and take their chaos, pain, and violence with them. What strikes me there, Nick, is not a plea to the people of Minnesota to avoid destruction. It's not a plea to people to keep from turning protester into rioter. It's not a plea to avoid the same situation after George Floyd. It is the same thing asked for by Jacob Fry. It is, in order to avoid the escalation of violence, leave ICE. In essence, then, therefore, Nick, that is a threat. It is a threat to the federal government. It can be.
Exactly. It's a threat to the federal government.
Like,
Tim Walz
never
is doing
mind.
it. Keith Ellison
Again,
is doing it.
Leave we don't want ICE to come in here and take their violence out of here. But if you're an illegal immigrant and you're committing violence and fraud and destroying my community, that's okay. You have a home here in Minnesota. But if you're trying to clean up the act around here and God forbid you do something, sorry to say, you took a person's life who was trying to impede the job that you're doing, you're done for. Get out of here. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, do the people of Minnesota care about themselves? Do they care about their communities? Does the people who live in Minnesota care about Minnesota? Because they're watching it
David
burn,
cares.
and the people who are trying to make things right for them, they're allowing these Antifa terrorist thugs just continue to destroy the state. I assume Minnesota was a beautiful state at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to Randy, Remigration Now. Appreciate you being here. He's the moderator. He is actually the dictator of my chat, so don't piss him off.
Love it. Can I make him the dictator of my chat as well? Can he do double duty? I don't really have many people in my chat. I think most of them are in your chat.
There's a few over there. We'll get more.
Yeah, shout out. He's been doing a good job in there. I'm seeing him work.
All right, so now that's kind of it for the timeline. I have other things here. You want to talk about who the person who died was? Renee Good.
Renee Good.
I have a picture here of her Instagram bio. I'm sure you've seen that.
Oh, you were going to talk about you were going to pull up the video. You said you had a video of this ICE officer previously getting hit by a car?
Yeah, let's do that first.
Because people act like you see the people on the left think that life is like a Marvel movie, right? Like, if a car's about to hit you, like, I'm just gonna pull out my gun and shoot the tires out and then dive over the hood and out of the way and land to safety, and then like it's ridiculous. Like,
yeah. Or like he should have just let her get away. He should have just said, even though I'm detaining you, don't get in front of her car, because that puts yourself in danger. Yeah. Officers put themselves in danger every single day. That's how they do their job.
Yeah, and they can't fathom that. God forbid you put yourself in somebody else's shoes maybe once or twice.
According to a federal complaint, agents were executing a warrant for 39-year-old Roberto Carlos Munoz. They say Munoz entered the country unlawfully, and he also pled guilty to fourth-degree criminal sexual conduct back in 2023 for abusing a minor. Tuesday morning, agents
Don't you want these people to stay in our country?
Documents say he repeatedly refused to comply.
People in Minnesota do.
Agent took out his spring-loaded window punch with his right hand and broke the driver's side rear window. These images show the officer's hand in the vehicle.
That's the guy
In
right
this
there
video, you can see
that
the
shot the
driver
woman.
take off with the agent hanging from the car, dragging him
Wow.
200 feet through front yards. These graphic images show the aftermath. A bloody agent who needed 33 stitches for his significant cuts. And now a political battle with a top Homeland Security official criticizing Governor Tim Walz, posting on X, instead of comparing ICE law enforcement to the Gestapo, Walz should be thanking our brave law enforcement. The Department of
That'll never
Justice says
happen.
a request for Munoz to be held.
Yeah.
So this criminal rapist, these are the type of people that Minnesota wants in their communities. They've made that loud and clear. We want the criminals, the drug dealers, the rapists, and we want the people trying to get rid of them out of our communities. I mean, you saw like the damage, like the dude got drugged by a car. Okay, so he's already got battle scars, right? I mean, these people are basically soldiers. Okay, so he's got PTSD from getting hit by a car, and then he sees another car about to hit him. I mean, what do you think is going to happen here? I mean, it sucks that lady lost her life. It really is tragic, but that's just crazy. Alex, we lost you.
Yeah, I'm still here. My camera died, so I'm plugging in my other one.
Let's see what we got going in the chat. Bunch of nonsense. MAGA elected a criminal rapist. Oh, do tell me which criminal trial he was convicted at. Let me know. Let me know what criminal conviction Trump got for being a rapist. Alex, are you like Brother Joel and you got them cameras that just overheat when you use them too much? Maybe. Oh, folks, by the way, even if you're a hater and you're watching this show right now, you love to hate us. So hit that thumbs up button, share the show with everyone you know. And those of you who actually like us, please subscribe to our channel. If you're watching on Alex's stream, hit that subscribe button. Jump over to my stream, Jeremiah Campana. Hit that subscribe button over there as well. We appreciate y'all watching and your support.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. You can hear me all right still?
I can hear you.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So we are both married, by the way. So the incel comments don't actually work. Sorry, buddy.
That's all they know how to say.
Well, the TDS in chat is wild.
Oh,
and Richie
is real.
Richie, let's talk about Richie for a second. Richie, he's been an awesome supporter of my channel, Joel's channel.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's
shout
been
out to
over your
Richie.
channel.
He's been liking my stuff on X as well. It's my guy. He's the fighter, right? He's like the MMA fighter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he lives in New York, and dude, I see him at least 10 times a day with this exact comment under, like, it would be like that Jacob Frey video. I'm pretty sure you'll see Richie say, "Shut your ass up," right under the Jacob Frey video on Twitter. Dude, it's awesome. I love seeing it.
Dr. Fauci's working on a TDS jab with extra boosters. And he's going to test them. He's going to test them on beagles first before he tests them on the general population.
Oh, this is on your side. Randy just subbed up. Shout out, Randy.
Just subbed up. Hey, my guy. Appreciate you.
Now you're you're on my StreamYard team now, so you can pull up chats, right? I did that.
Can I?
You did that?
Man, I'm trying to find a clean comment. Yeah, let me. No, how would I do that? Do I just click on the chat?
Yeah.
Nope, not letting me do it.
All right, we'll figure it out. I thought we did that last week.
We'll have to run a test run.
Let's look at this poll. We got 31 votes. Get him in now. I'm ending it right now, dude. Even with everything going on with Tampon Timmy, Gavin Newsom at 53% right now.
Really? Gavin
Yeah.
still. Oh man.
Yeah.
That's actually
Gavin
I am a little shocked,
right?
Yeah, I am a little shocked at that. Gavin Newsom is better at hiding his fraud than Tampon Tim is. So I would give him the nod just for that. I mean, honestly.
That's funny. All right, let's see what else we have here. Yeah, so on that video, if you were dragged and had, I think you said what, 30 stitches or something like that. That a vehicle obviously can't be a weapon, right?
Right. No, not at all. Not at all. No, dude, he's supposed to double backflip over the car, land on his feet, and shoot the tires out. And all is well. They lived happily ever after.
All right, let's see what else I can pull up for
Oh,
us.
and anytime you fire your gun, you're supposed to, just the arms and the legs, man. You can't hit anything else.
Right.
Precision shooting every time. He should have just, when he pulled out his gun, instead of killing that woman, he should have just shot her hands off the steering wheel. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Ice.
So now here's a question I have. The last fiscal year that Biden was in office was the most amount, I think it was like 4 times the activity of ICE than the previous 3 years. And, my guess is, trying to win the election. They want to say going into the election, they're hard on immigration as well, right? Because that's kind of the talking points. You don't hear, at least the guys debating, right? Because they know it's an indefensible position to just have open borders. So the Democrats, like the left-leaning debaters, what they'll say is, oh, well, yeah, we're hard on immigration too. We're just not going to send ICE out to raid schools and churches. That's like their talking point. But I wonder why, in the year of the most activity of ICE under Biden, compared to this year, there's 1,000% increase in assaults on ICE officers, right? So
Correct.
I wonder why that is.
Well, I mean, the answer is obvious. It's because a right-wing president is running the job. They're actually doing their job. There's that as well. When you're an agency working under a left-wing administration, not doing anything, maybe going after a couple white folks every now and then, labeling Catholic church attenders as terrorists, like the FBI did under Joe Biden. Yeah, there's no need to attack them because they're going after the people that they want to go after anyway, right?
Yeah. No theology tonight. My channel, I don't really do theology anyway on my channel. If you see us talking theology, it's most likely over on Joel's channel, and I'll restream it here and you'll see that. But no theology
we are
here.
God-fearing Christians. Like the political opinions we hold are because we believe the Bible.
Yes, because of our theological positions. You can't separate.
We don't pull our political positions out of thin air. We
look at the seething and coping that's about to happen because you said that.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, you fake Christians, you're so fake. Ah.
All right. This is in Minnesota. So massive protest. This is BG on the scene. I forget his name, but that's his Twitter. You can go follow him. This is going to be, I think, unfortunately, the winter of love. You remember the summer of love?
Yeah, I remember the summer of love. But like I said, man, it depends on it. Once that temperature drops, nobody's out there protesting with a wind chill of -5. It gets really cold in Minnesota. Plus, oh, dude, I should have. I probably can't find it now, but I was going to send you the video. Someone is taking photos of the signs at these protests, and they're similar. Like they're exact replicas.
Yeah.
Across in different states, in different cities, they have the exact same signage, which means this is paid for. It's organized by someone with money.
Let's bring that up. Might as well. All right, so we have here Mitchell Williamson. I'm not exactly sure who he is. He says it's from Minnesota.
All the chants are the same. Exactly. Someone in the chat said all the chants are the same. Yep. This is it's definitely organized. There's probably Soros money. I mean, let's be honest. It probably is Soros money.
Yeah. Let's see here. So we have, let's take a look at the organizers and sponsors of the agitators in Minneapolis. I got to log in. What is this?
Oh, jeez, man.
Boomer tech over here.
Cover your password up.
I'm just logged in on a different Chrome browser. That's what happened. But now I got to reset the share. Hold on.
Hey guys, make sure again hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to these channels. Oh, and stick around to the end because we do have some footage of the congressional hearings on the Minnesota fraud that we want to play you as well after we're done with this.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I forgot to add the sound. We'll do that after. Here we have, all right. So the front facing group is called Defend the 612, right? That's, I'm sure, Minneapolis area code. In part, they recruit ICE Watch Rapid Response, ICE Watch Defense Training, and School Protection. Defend the 612 is being promoted by elected Democrats. Oh, I got to get the sound.
I wonder if this group has any relation to the folks organizing the No Kings over the summer.
That'd be interesting. All right, is this that's not Keith Ellison, is it? Am I tripping? Yeah, I'm tripping.
So Tim Pool was actually saying about these protesters.
Sorry, I thought I was playing this.
Oh no, yeah, there we go. Okay.
And I'm on Lowry and Central. We just heard that 2 legal observers were arrested today. We are seeing
Legal observers.
ICE activity in the neighborhood, and we're asking all of our community members to show up for each other in this moment.
State Senator Dawn Clark here, proud to be at Central and Lowry. We need you. This is now what we do. We stand up. We let our neighbors know that we are here. We're saying no, and we need to be visible and out. So if you're wondering what to do, get out, go for walks. Make sure you are wearing a whistle. Elliot's got one. I'm going to pick mine up now too. And we're going to do the work.
Go to defend612.com.
Yeah, he's got his rape whistle over there.
Stop electing activists. Stop it. You know, Senator McCarthy, who was the guy that McCarthyism? Is that do you remember learning about him in school? Who thought all the who we were told he was a conspiracy theorist, that he thought all the communists were working in government, and he put a bunch of people on trial and ruined their lives and put people in prison.
Right.
Yeah, it turns out he was absolutely correct.
All right,
this
so
was in the 60s. Yeah.
Got it. When you go to their donate page, you learn that Defend the 612 is a DBA for Cooperation Cannon River. They provide t-shirts, hats, lawn signs, and posters, along with recruitment and training. Cooperation Cannon River is a registered 501c3, which means all contributions are anonymous and tax deductible. Oddly, they did not tell the IRS about the whistles and overall provocative purpose of their group. They also failed to disclose their DBA. Someone's doing their research.
Yeah.
Abigail Becker, Marcus Giossi, Clifford Martin. All right, where does the funding come from? In short, George Soros.
I called it. It's always George Soros. Someone in the chat said, "How does George Soros have any money left?" That's a great question.
His foundation alone,
so much of it trying to overthrow the United States.
Yeah. You ever hear the story about how he made his first $1 billion?
No.
He bankrupted the EU with forex trading. Yeah. Great guy.
Go figure. Go figure.
They had to make like special forex trading rules after he did that.
Jeez.
And Open Society Foundations, that's the George Soros Foundation or no?
Yep, that's George Soros. Open Society, that's No Kings. That organizes the No Kings protests. It's all and what sucks is like it doesn't even matter when he passes away, because when he passes away, his son is just as evil as he is. Like we got to figure out how to take Soros's money away. How do we get rid of his money? Or where is the Christian conservative George Soros?
Yeah. We thought it was Elon Musk, maybe not that he was Christian, but maybe conservative.
Right. You know, if he converted, man, that'd be perfect.
That's not all. Can you guess who their largest funder is? You, the taxpayers. Here's how it works. State of Minnesota provides grants to MN350, another random nonprofit, like this one for $100,000.
Unreal.
And MN350 gives money to Cooperation Cannon River, like this $75,000 grant in 2021. Cooperation Cannon River operates their anti-ICE disruption group, Defend the 612, using taxpayer money. So we're actually paying for this.
That's
Well,
crazy.
Minnesotans are, but
Well, if it's in your state, you are also paying for it as well.
yeah, true. I mean,
because they operate. I guarantee they operate in all 50 states. Shout out to this person. You know how hard it is to follow money like that and like to research that stuff. It's pretty difficult. So I always appreciate when someone can link all the money together.
Rhode Island is so small and overlooked, but man, I bet you there's some shit going on over here. All right, so
your state? Yeah, absolutely, dude. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
your state taking away gun rights from you. Of course, they're into that nonsense.
They literally just banned. The way they word it is weird, but some like lawyer broke it down on Twitter for me, and if the magazine has 12 or more bullets and it's permanently attached to the gun, like not meaning the magazine itself, but like the magazine receiver, I guess. Then you can't actually own it anymore. So if you're grandfathered in if you buy them, but basically any rifle that you want to buy, you're not going to be allowed to buy. I think you can still buy like single shot hunting rifles, basically.
That's wild, man. That should be unconstitutional. That should be reversed by the Supreme Court somehow. Someone has to sue the state, your state,
I mean,
to overturn that.
The NRA tried suing to get the magazine limit ban because it's a 10-round limit, and they lost. So it's not looking good
crazy,
over here.
man. It's just, I mean, look at the UK, look at England, man. You take away their guns, they're gonna be throwing you in prison for posting on social media something that they don't like, praying silently outside of abortion clinics. Like, oh, are you praying in your head? Prison,
straight to jail. Believe it or not. The same people who cried about us wearing masks are now about us not wearing masks are now crying because people whose lives are threatened wear them. Unfathomably cringe. That is an awesome.
Amen, brother. Amen. The people wearing masks they're not the good guys. It's like, well, wait a minute. You wanted to force me to wear one for years for a flu. Like, get out of here.
Yeah. I'm going to play this Jimmy Kimmel video while you find me that video you were just talking about.
Oh, the congressional hearing on the fraud?
Correct.
Yep, I got you.
I know what they're doing. They're trying out a new slogan. Donald J. Trump is going to kill you. It's pretty good. This maniac, he isn't just killing people overseas. An ICE agent today shot and killed an unarmed 37-year-old woman.
Unarmed, like that had anything to do with
Minneapolis. They're there under the guise of protecting us. And of course, our president weighed in with compassion. He wrote, "I've just viewed the clip of the event which took place in Minneapolis. It is a horrible thing to watch. The woman screaming was obviously a professional agitator. And the woman driving the car, this is the woman who was killed, was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer who seems to have shot her in self-defense."
That's enough from Jimmy. But yeah, Trump is a little exaggeratory. But
well, first of all, Donald Trump word slipped there. He should have never said that he ran her over, because the left is going to take that, and that's the only thing that they're going to say about it. He lied. He said that she got ran over. Yeah. Okay. But notice that Jimmy Kimmel said Trump is who's killing these people, right? And you wonder why. Someone might, I don't know, climb on top of a roof and take shots at Donald Trump at a rally,
or hide in the bushes
killing all these people
on a golf course with an AK-47.
If he's killing all those people, then I mean, someone's got to stop him, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy to me.
But I just want to mention, we won't play it here because we're going to play this congressional video and then get out of here. But there's an article by the New York Times and Sky News that shows that Renee Good, who she called herself, or she was referred to as, an anti-ICE watch, or an ICE watch warrior who trained to resist feds. So all of the people we just read to you who train people to resist, and they provide the whistles, the rape whistles, the protest signs. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it was probably those people in Minnesota who trained her. And so why isn't anybody saying those people got her killed? They basically, if they didn't train her well, obviously.
That would take some self-reflection, some internal critiquing for that to take place. And we know that for whatever reason, the left refuses to critically look at themselves, take any personal responsibility for anything that they do. Again, Donald Trump is killing all these people. ICE is killing all these people. But you'll go get trained by radical communist activists who put you on the front lines because they don't care about your life. The people who put her in that situation, they don't care that she was shot. They don't care. That's exactly what they wanted to happen so that they could have civil unrest. Her life meant nothing to those organizers. Nothing.
Absolutely. Just ended the poll. 54% for Newscomb.
54%. Well, you guys shocked me. Really shocked me. Again, they're both terrible. It's not like, we're picking, who's the most rotten apple out of the bunch. I guess it's Gavin Newsom. The people have spoken.
Yeah. All right. So I haven't watched this video yet. This will be the last one we watch of the night. I already like the source. We'll see.
So this is, So for those who don't know, so first of all, Congress, let me just rant about Congress here for a second, because what makes me so mad, and Jim Jordan, representative from Ohio, he's the king of this. And I'm always calling him out on his bull crap. He's a Republican, but he's all talk. He loves congressional hearings. He never does anything. He literally never does his job, but boy, does he send out a good mean tweet every now and then and hold congressional hearings. Okay, I'm tired of congressional hearings. Can we get some action? Can we get somebody behind bars, shut down, take the money away, something? Okay, I'm tired of hearings. But anyway, we're having congressional hearings about the Minnesota fraud, and this lady breaks down for us exactly whose fault it is that all this fraud is going on.
All right, let's hear what she has to say.
We can trot out all of the data that we want to create the sense that there is a bad guy. There is a bad group of people. There are folks who are not among us. There are folks who are other. And I think we should spend a lot more time looking at ourselves, looking at American citizens, looking at white men who are committing violence at disproportionate rates in our country, who are committing crimes at disproportionate rates in our country, including the President of the United States, who is sitting at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, as so many of my colleagues have pointed out. I also want to say, I've heard a lot about the
what is she
Somali donors to political campaigns. We all acknowledge, right, that you cannot donate to a political campaign in the United States unless you are an American citizen, right? I'm just going to acknowledge that. We can try.
You think that stops non-American citizens from? It is the law, People don't break the law.
Yes, it's not the Somalians' fault for committing the fraud. It's we got to look at the white men and Donald Trump. That's we can't make it up. You were right, Richie. You just can't make that up. Yes, that was a woman, by the way, Alex. I know it was.
All right. Well, it would have made. It would have made more sense if she was a man, because as soon as she said, we need to start looking at ourselves, and by ourselves, I mean white men.
Oh, okay. Exactly. Oh, too funny. Yeah, she had some real SNL Pat vibes going on for sure. For sure.
Oh man. All right. I think we're going to need to open up for some debate one of these nights, because there are just, the libtards are coping and seething in chat just all night.
I don't know if I want to do debates, but I do have some ideas I want to run by you as we, again, grow the show, build the show. I know we had talked about doing segments. So off air, we'll do some discussion, but there are some things I think we can add, kind of mix into the show a little bit.
Awesome. Is that the last video of the night you want to? Here, I'll mention this. There are people in Minnesota chanting "Kill Kristi Noem." By the way, just want to put that out there.
Just but if anyone, if anyone does take a shot at Kristi Noem, it's not their fault.
It's the white men.
It's the white men and Donald Trump.
Yeah, and especially Donald Trump. Yes, $2 from
Woohoo!
Manvishulk. Thank you. Now we can log
Alex
on.
is. Alex is the master debater. I'm a fan of their debates. Him and brother Joel set a case. But no, I do not debate. I'm not a master debater.
This would be the easiest debate topic ever. Was the ICE agent justified? That would be the easiest debate stream I've ever done in my entire life. I'm very tempted.
The angriest. It would be the angriest.
Well, yeah, because there's no actual arguments that it was unjustified. So you would just get people absolutely freaking out because that's all they would be able to do.
Oh, wait, you mean the fact that ICE agents were wearing masks and she didn't have a gun? That's not.
Yeah. She didn't have an RPG and she got shot.
She wasn't strapped with grenades, Alex. Okay. She didn't have a tactical nuclear device. She didn't deserve to be shot. Okay.
Oh, man. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys watching, even the haters, right?
Yes.
We really appreciate it.
We do love the haters.
If you watched this long, you were hate watching it, drop a like. I mean, at least give us a like.
Come on.
All right. What are you doing?
Show us that you like to hate us by hitting that thumbs up button.
That was good. I like that. All right, guys. Yeah, I mean, all right. If you want to stay updated on the news, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Snapchat, Alexander Medeiros. Just search it up. It's a little bit different usernames on each one. I couldn't get everyone the right. And X.
Do you have any debates coming up, Alex?
I might. I've been focusing more on content than debates recently. But this would be a great one. You remember Cleve, who's been popping up on we might debate, is racism immoral?
Oh boy.
Or no, sorry, is slavery immoral?
Is slavery immoral? Oh geez. Okay. Can't wait to see that one.
And then I might debate, is belief in God rational, over on Modern Day Debate on Saturday, but it's not confirmed yet, so we'll see. But I want to do more political debates, to be honest. So
right on.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of politics as well, head over to my channel. I do political. I do a bunch of shorts, but I also do long form political commentary with a biblical worldview attached to it. I just released a video today. Nick Shirley and David Hotch, the guys who broke the Minnesota story, did a sit down, kind of like a post-mortem interview about the whole thing. And they mentioned in that interview the key of the why and the how the Minnesota fraud, beyond Tim Waltz, the politicians, the real nitty gritty cultural stuff that's causing the fraud to go on in Minnesota. So I commented on that. Make sure you check out that video and subscribe to my channel.
Awesome. It's at Jeremiah Campana right up there and at Alexander Medeiros. It was a pleasure talking to y'all tonight. We'll see you next Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Until then, God bless.
God bless.